I'm Andrea Donsky, host of New Hope Network Soapbox Series, and I'm here with Andy Ohmes, Global Stevia Business Leader for Cargill. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Thanks for having me.
Cargill is one of the world's largest food and agriculture companies. How does sustainability fit into your overall mission?
Here at Cargill, it really starts with our purpose, and that's to be a leader in nourishing the world in safe, responsible, and sustainable way. You know, the world faces extraordinary challenges from climate change to food insecurity, and delivering on our purpose is critical. We do that by, we feel like we can make a real impact in some of these more pressing issues, around climate change, water, feeding and clothing the world, and really doing that in a sustainable way. And we do that by leveraging our size and scale and scope. Cargill's a big company, and we have a lot of reach and a lot of resources. We empower farmers and workers, supporting the communities we operate in, and promoting safe and fair working conditions, not only within Cargill, but within the vendors we use, and promoting and protecting vulnerable lands and natural resources. So today's generations, future generations, they deserve and they need a food system that works, and we're building those solutions and trying to make it a reality for Cargill.
You work with Cargill's high-intensity sweetener, Stevia. What actions have you taken to build sustainability into the supply chain?
Yeah, so when we started this way back in the early 2000s, there was not a sustainable ag practice or a global supply chain really for stevia, right? So it's something that we had the opportunity to build from the scratch, and we use Global GAP, which is good agricultural practices, to base our own stevia program on, and it's based on 135 different criteria, 10 being critical. And every spring we go and we train our farmers across these different aspects, and they cover not only environmental impacts, but also worker safety and human rights. So we go and we train every spring, and every fall we bring a third-party auditor to make sure that we're following and that our growers are following the program we've spent so much time to put in place. And we feel like it is best in class, and it is the most comprehensive, and closing the loop with that audit is the important part. So we started this in about 2010 when it really got up on its feet. And since then, we've trained over 800 different farmers through 125 different grower groups. So it's really exciting that we can go to our customers and say, look, we know where our stevia come from, we know how it's grown, and we know that we're taking care of the environment, and we're taking care of the workers that are growing our stevia.
Andy, I understand that you've also pioneered new approaches to stevia production. Can you talk about that work?
Yeah, so we've invested hundreds of thousands of hours in the stevia leaf to bring our Truvia and Viatech products to market. And through that work, we found Reb M and Reb D taste even better, but they don't occur in the stevia leaf at a very high rate. So how do we get this great tasting sweetener that occurs in nature to our customers quicker? And we did that through fermentation. So we actually joined forces with DSM and created a joint venture called Avancia. And Avancia brought Eversweet, which is fermented Reb M and Reb D. And that method of production is far more sustainable than what we can do from leaf today. Now, we have an ag program that's trying to grow better leaf with more Reb M and Reb D, but using standard ag practices, it could take 10 years before we're at a scalable level that's really going to meet the consumer's needs. So fermentation was a great way to get there. So we get the same molecules that come from the leaf, but through fermentation. And we always intuitively knew, hey, this is going to be more sustainable and a better way to do it for now. But now we've completed a life cycle analysis, and that life cycle analysis now gives us the data. And again, it's been third-party audited, so it's not just our numbers. And we're happy to share those coming up here at Expo West, that we can show the quantified difference between fermentation produced Reb M versus leaf-based or other sweeteners like sugar.
I have one last question for you. How do you, Andy Ohmes, spark change?
Well, I'm lucky. I mean, I get to work on a product that is really changing and redefining the food and beverage industry, right? So while it's the new kid on the block that's been around for 15 years, it's still new in the sweetener world, and we can focus on a lot of different areas, better for the planet. So I'm able to put together a supply chain that can source sustainable, ethical stevia sweeteners for the industry. Better for customers. Our customers are looking for ways to reduce sugar, and it's not just about, hey, give me a stevia that I can work with, but how do you actually make products that taste good? Because if they don't taste good, no one's going to buy them. Everybody knows that, right? So I'm able to help with all my colleagues develop the product, show them how to use it, and then finally to the consumer. And that's where the rubber meets the road, right? Everybody's looking for sugar reduction. We're redefining, I feel, what full calorie can mean. And by providing great tasting stevia solutions, and now with EverSweet, that really brings it all together. New technology, great tasting, something from nature to help deliver healthier solutions. It's really exciting for me. And I've been lucky enough for the last 15 years to be working on this. So it's exciting for me.
Thanks so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And thanks to all of you for watching New Hope Network Soapbox Series. I'm your host, Andrea Donsky, and we'll see you next time.